My name's Jerry Corbin. I live at 624 Valley Road, Darlington, Pennsylvania. We came home around 9 o'clock or a little after, and we realized that we didn't have any bread or milk for the morning, so we decided to take the back road into town. I think that's Pleasant Drive, and it's a rough, windy road, but it goes into back way into East Palestine. And as we got into the outskirts of town, and we drove up to where Main Street juts off to the left, and then the next street is Alice Street. And by the time we got to Alice Street, we could see like a wall of flames. And the sky was filled with smoke and red, orange sky. It looked like it was becoming dawn again from the brightness of and it was mesmerizing. We couldn't take our eyes off it. We just stopped in the middle of the street, and there was no one else around. And we didn't know whether to go any further or not. We didn't know what we were seeing. So I looked out of the corner of my eye. I could see a city truck down there blocking a street, about a block down. And it looked to me like they saw me up there, and they pulled out and started coming toward me, like maybe I shouldn't be there. Maybe they're going to run me off, and I didn't want to cause them any more trouble than they already had, because it was clearly, the fire was enormous. The light, the smoke, the taste of metallics in your mouth instantly, and coughing and a headache instantly from this. And I only have one lung, and I have asthma. So I knew I'd had cancer in '95, and they took out one of my lungs. So I knew that I had to beat it out of town. So I turned around right there, and we headed back down Pleasant Drive toward home. And when we got home, we packed a bag real quick with just essentials, and we headed toward Beaver Falls looking for a hotel, because I knew I couldn't stay there. I could have been sick for months. It was quite a sensational story. And that's what sells newspapers, that's what sells news. So yes, that's what they were after, but they had a heart in what they were doing. The Wall Street Journal. Dustin was a photographer. He was a great guy out of Cincinnati. And the other fellow, I can't remember his name right now. But I took them into town and introduced them to different people so that they could get a better rounded story. Some of the business people and people I knew for years. And I introduced them to this one lady that we came across quite by accident. She works in a store there, and her house is right on top of the creek that runs through town. It runs under her house, and they had to move, and the railroad had her put up in a hotel in Chippewa, I believe. She was suffering horribly from the traumatic. She had to move her grandmother, and her grandmother wanted to move back into the house, and she couldn't let her. Her kids, all her clothing, she was crying on the street. And Wall Street Journal took pictures and everything. And she said, "Do you want to come inside?" The smell won't go away in her house because the creek runs right underneath her house. "You want to come inside?" And neither one of them wanted to go inside. What I mean is they loved the story, but they had a lot of empathy for what people were going through. And I appreciated that.